it was the first time I went to the S&D meeting, and we were at home office, and you said, hey, Jason, come here real quick. Hey, what's your weekend look like on whatever the weekend was, right? What's your weekend look like? And I'm like, I think I'm free. And he's like, hey, I would like to fly you out, come talk to the team. I'm like thinking, like, what the heck are you talking about? You can fly me out. So listen, in this business, right, like we came from nothing. Like someone said, I'm gonna pay for your plane ticket, I'm gonna fly you to train my team. So literally I was like, yeah, that sounds good. I acted all like professional. Like, I was like, what the hell are you talking about, right? So I'm like, I'm just doing it. So I'm like, this is great. And my wife would be up there all fired up. And I remember going, Johnny. I was like, John, this guy said he's gonna fly us out, or fly me out to go speaking. I was like, remember I said at the kitchen table, we're gonna fly around, we're gonna do something, he's all fired up. Dude, that trip changed my entire life. No one's ever done something like that for me. And I couldn't even buy my Skittles at a supermarket. I couldn't buy my Skittles, I couldn't get nothing. I remember being in the car, it was just the greatest experience of my life that someone would invest, that I can come out and talk to them. And I'm telling you, it literally changed my business and my life. Grab everything, so I appreciate you so much for doing it, though.
Freedom? Me? People who haven't had an awful lot of it and think that they just might have a shot at getting it. That's who fight. That's who will really fight. You know, I want to get some real quick props out of the way. You know, I guess, first of all, I mean, I know I haven't like made it, but I'm blessed. You know, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful, first of all, to my God, my Savior, because every good thing that you might think you see standing up in front of you purely came from grace. I'll tell you, where's Tina Williams? Where's she at? Where's Tina Williams at? There you are. Tina Williams, our team is so freaking proud of you. You are going to be a giant in this business. She is coachable at the speed of instruction. You heard Robert talk about that. We call, you know what, in our team, she is known as the Queen of the North. And I'm going to tell you something, Tina Williams, I am the line. I stand by you. And we're going to take over this thing. And you know, I get a chance to, I guess I feel a little bit like how Greg Kapp feels, because you know what? For all of just the crap that I have had to put up with at times with adversity and challenges, the blessing directly from God, the answer to our prayers, came in that man, Robert King, and his wonderful wife, Richla. It is such a privilege and an honor to be building an empire together with such champions as we have got. I'm so blessed. Now I know some of you were hoping you get to see me dance or crawl or sing or something like that, but you know what? Today, what I really want to do is I hope I can get to at least be a little bit a part of breaking you free from some chains. That's what I really want to get a chance to do. You know, I don't know, first of all, I don't know if this clicker's working. Pointed this way. Oh, all right, yes. Do I just think about it, or is that how that works, right? Okay. Well, I want you to think about something. I don't care what government you're a part of. I don't care whether it's a communist system, a socialist system, or capitalism. Let me tell you something. The more money you have, the more freedom you have. Yeah. I literally think about that, how deep that is, right? You think here we are, United States of America, that we're free, right? I'm going to tell you right now, you ain't got no money. I could talk about some things that limit your freedom. You know, try not paying your speeding ticket because you ain't got no money. Watch and see what happens with that freedom you got. You understand what I'm talking about? Okay? So listen, I want you to kind of participate with it a little bit, right? So when you hear me say more money, what do I want to hear you say? More freedom. All right, it's pretty good. More money. More freedom. All right, you're with me. You know, our nation is silently but surely succumbing to a new form of slavery. Oh, you might not feel the iron chains around your hands. You might not physically feel someone's, foot standing on your neck. But let me just show you a prophetic quote from Thomas Jefferson. If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issue of their currency, first by inflation, then by deflation, the banks and the corporations that grow up around them will deprive the people of all property until their children wake up homeless on the continent their fathers conquered. And I'm going to tell you, if you weren't paying attention, what happened in 2008, 2009, 2010, there are many families that woke up homeless on the continent their fathers conquered. Do people even see their liberty slipping away? You know, sometimes it's like that frog in the pot that's boiling, right? It's happening slowly, a little bit at a time. Don't even know it until you're finally cooked. Sometimes you have a national crisis. Isn't that interesting? Whenever there's a national crisis, watch and see how the government works on taking some of those freedoms you got away. And I'm telling you, it happens. Pay attention. Don't be blind. You know what? People are slave to the banks. There are people that literally are making decisions in their lives that they would never be making if it wasn't for them being in bondage to debt. Proverbs 22:7 says, to the lender, the borrower is a slave. And if you've ever been a borrower, you probably understand how that feels. More money? Because you know how you break that bondage? You pay off that debt with the money you make, right? That's how it works. How about slave to the grind? How many people are working jobs they can't stand? They really wish they were out of there. They have no choice. If they don't wake up and go to the grind, they're toast, right? You know, some people have a boss that they can't stand. You ever notice what boss actually spells backwards? It's a double S-O-B. Not just a regular S-O-B, a double S-O-B, right? And I'm going to tell you, you know how you can get your freedom if you're a slave to the grind? Take a wild guess. More money. That's how you cannot be a slave to the grind. You know what else? Slave to the state. You know what's crazy? This nation was formed because we were tired of the oppression of a king, right? We didn't want the government telling us what we had to do and how we had to do it. We wanted to be free. And yet, you know, how much are you going to pay in taxes? And what happens if you decide not to pay? Do you have the freedom not to pay? Huh? Yeah, no, right? You know, ever let a traffic ticket go unpaid? Watch and see how quickly you get to experience literally what bondage feels like a little bit, right? I'm telling you, if you got money, right? More money, more freedom. So what does it take to get more money? Well, I believe it takes having grit. I call it grit, G-R-I-T, grit. The G stands for gumption. You got to have some gumption. What does gumption mean? You have the audacity to actually believe you belong amongst the wealthy. You have the audacity to believe that you are here and you belong here. And you should have that audacity. I'm going to give you a real good example of gumption. I got to tell you, I love this video when I see this every time. So my son, Hunter, started karate, right? And you know, never had karate training, right? Brand new, only been in it for about a month. his sensei loves the heck out of him. He calls him 35 pounds of, pure and energy, right? So he said right off the bat, first month, he wanted to be in a tournament. And he's like, all right, if you want to be in a tournament, right? So here's this kid. Well, I thought that was going to start automatically. Maybe I got to press the button. There we go. This is him doing his little spin moves. Look at this guy. And I want you to understand, he literally knows in his mind he is a ninja. If you ask him, he is a ninja. Look at this guy. Gets back, falls down, gets back up, spinning around. Literally, and by the way, I want to tell you something. So this tournament, first time, been in a month, the kid took the gold medal. Because that kid's got gumption. He doesn't know that, he doesn't care that he's only been in it a month. He doesn't care that he's never had karate lessons before. He just decided, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna compete, I'm gonna win. Is that how you feel about the business? Because that's what you need. You need some gumption around here. You know, the other thing you need is resilience. It means that when you get knocked down, you're going to get back up again, right? Resilience is about not staying down. You know, February 11, 1990 was a historic day in sports. Mike Tyson had never been defeated, okay? It was considered the greatest upset of sports history. Buster Douglas in the 8th round got knocked down. Now, I don't know, I've never been punched in the face by Mike Tyson, but I gotta imagine it feels a little bit like getting run over by a Mack truck, right? Okay? And you know, he really looked like he was down for the count, right? The commentators, it's over, right? What did Buster Douglas do? He got back up. He dedicated that fight to the memory of his mom. He got back up, and for the first time in history, he knocked out Mike Tyson in the 10th round. You gotta have resilience. When life wants to knock you down, you gotta get back up. The I stands for intensity. You've gotta have intensity. That means belief, hardcore belief. All right, so now, you know, I'm about to tell you what an awful, terrible father I am. Because, you know, on the way down, you know, when we're at these big events, and I got kids, look, my kids want to, let's go to Taco Bell, let's go to Burger King. They want us to drive and I'm like, no, we're going to one place, everybody's eating there, you don't get to stop to pee, there's a bottle in the back, right? We're going to convention, quit messing around, right? And so she wanted, so I asked Amy, what does she eat? She eats chicken sandwiches, right? So I got her chicken sandwich from Wendy's, but she says, I hate Wendy's, right? This is preteen stuff, right? I hate Wendy's, right? And I said, you're going to eat that sandwich. And you're going to have it for breakfast, you don't eat for dinner. You're going to wake up, you're going to eat that sandwich. You're going to put, right? And I'm going to tell you something. Like, you don't get your tablet, you eat that. Now, that was what worked, right? She doesn't get her tablet. Like, look at that thing. Look at the intensity. She is making her, she hates that sandwich. She hates giving in to Dad, okay? But she wants that tablet. How bad do you want it? That's where intensity comes from. Intensity comes from how bad do you want it? You gotta have intensity. And then the T. The T stands for tenacity. Now, some people think tenacity and resilience are the same. They're not. There's a very critical difference. Resilience is how fast do you get back up? Tenacity has way more to do with how hard it is to take you down. Does it take a fight to take you down, right? They say that it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. I happen to like that statement, okay? Right? Do you have tenacity? How hard is it to take you out of the game in the first place? Well, so it boils down to having grit. That's what it takes to win here. So if you want more freedom, you need more money. Let's wrap it up real clear. Point, I think Jason's looming around me somewhere. More money!
More freedom!
More money!
More freedom!
More money!
More freedom!
Oh, sorry about that. You're good.